Previously,
Professor Charles Xavier was giving an unscheduled appearance, a riveting call for unity between humans of all walks in life, as well as mutants, at the One World Harmony concert, headlined by interdimensional rock star Lila Cheney. With a mixture of the X-Men's gold and blue teams being on hand for undercover security, Rogue and Bishop are in the crowd. Storm and Gambit are in the crowd. And Archangel, one of Professor Xavier's first students, is in the crowd. And at the same time, at Harry's pub, close to Westchester, home of the X-Men, Jean Grey and Cyclops were ambushed and captured by Caliban, self-proclaimed Death, a Horseman of Apocalypse. And at the same time, just outside, Iceman and Colossus confront War and Famine, two other Horsemen of Apocalypse. During the concert, Strong Guy, Multiple Man, and Quicksilver of X Factor are trying to watch the concert, as well as X Force. Tragedy has struck at the One World Harmony concert, though. An attempted assassination has been, well, attempted by mutant outlaw and leader of X Force, Cable. In the second week of November of 1992, X Factor issue 84 was released. This is that story, the second verse, part 2 of the X-Cutioner song. An undisclosed location, X-Force are having discussions. It's a death trap. Even worse, it's poor strategy. I don't see where we have a choice, Shatterstar, Warpath responds. We all saw Cable in New York shooting down Xavier. We have to go after him. Shatterstar responds, there's no guarantee he's still in New York. But what there most definitely will be is a city crawling with X-Men looking for anyone connected with Cable, particularly X-Force. Siren responds, my major concern is the IPOC. It's been held together with spit and baling wire, not a reliable getaway from a city that's turning into a mutant shooting gallery. Rictor questions Sam, you're the leader. What do you think? Cannonball, Sam Guthrie, field leader of X-Force. I say we go. We owe it to Cable to rein him in if he's nuts. And if he's hurt the prof, we owe it to Xavier. But you're staying here, Berto. Roberto responds, no, you can't leave me, but oh. Easy, reporter. I got you. No offense, Berto, but you're hurt so bad you could barely get out of bed, much less be of use in a fight. Terry, you got 20 minutes to get one of the monitors out of the IPOC. Boomer, Rick, and Farrell will come with me. The rest of y'all watch the news reports on the monitor. If we're nailed, it'll be up to y'all to save our butts. So Charles Xavier lies on a gurney, wounded, looking to be on death's door. Welcome to tough love. Pulse rate, it's dropping. Prep him for surgery. Stat. Type him. Cross match. Doctor, the name's Val Cooper, from the Bureau of Mutant Affairs. I want to be kept apprised of his status. The doctor responds, it's none of your bit. He's a valued government consultant, doctor. That makes it my business. And the doctor responds, take your business elsewhere. Now get out of our way. Rain, hold up. Come on. They went through there. Rain, the mutant werewolf, is right behind Val, the government consultant. And of course, an orderly. No admittance, Rin Tin Tin. Can't you read the sign? Oh, Rain, she's not happy. Read this as she growls right in the security, the orderly's faces. They're, of course, whining, is she gone? And Alex, leader of X Factor, Rain, for crying out loud. You start freaking out about Xavier, and someone's going to start putting two and two together about his being a mutant pretty blasted fast. So get a grip.
As Alex, Rain, and Val Cooper approach Storm and Bishop in the waiting room. Aurora, wish it could have been under better circumstances seeing you, I mean. I know what you mean. Ah, who's your friend, Storm? Storm replies to Alex, this is Bishop. Bishop, this is Alex, Valerie, and Rain. Bishop then asks, what is the professor's condition? He's been brought into surgery. Where are the rest of your, associates? Alex asks. Storm responds, I have been in touch with as many as I could contact quickly. The news will spread rather rapidly. I would think bad news often does. Indeed, Bishop replies. Storm then goes to ask, and your associates? Alex responds, most of them are upstairs with a young mutant Who was beaten up yesterday? And Storm replies, ah yes, I saw the videotape on the news. It was horrible. Alex responds to Storm, yeah, but Jamie rounded up the perps, and they've been charged with assault and battery. Maybe we'll finally see some justice. Rain finally asks, so now, what do we do about the professor? And Val Cooper responds, we wait. As we go up a few floors to the room with a beaten expatriate from Genosha, Lorna and Jamie, known as Polaris and Multiple Man, are discussing Charles Xavier. I don't get this, Lorna. Why is Alex having us hang around up here? Jamie Madrox says. Lorna replies, because, Jamie, he doesn't want the downstairs waiting room crammed with mutants. Besides, he wants us keeping an eye on the expatriates. As soon as there's word on Xavier, he'll let us know. Meanwhile, by the bedside of the beating victim, some expatriates talk to Quicksilver about the state of what is happening in the city. This is some wonderful nation here. We fled Genosha to escape anti-mutant oppression. And, Quicksilver interrupts, this is the wrong country to come to. Not only is young Taylor the victim of mindless anti-mutant hysteria, but all Xavier had to do was show up at a concert for Brotherhood, and he was shot. I was there when Xavier and my father Magneto first butted heads over humanity. How nauseating to think Magneto's veal seems to be borne out. Lorna interrupts the angry Quicksilver. Now come on, Pietro. You're not saying Magneto is right. The very thought of Magneto repels me, Lorna. No, but it's not humans versus mutants. After all, there have been plenty of norms who have met with violence or death simply because of what they were or what they believed in. Lorna replies, I see, Miss Dane. Human brutality towards mutants is acceptable because it's equitable? No, you're twisting it, Prodigal. It's not acceptable, Lorna responds. No, it's not, the Prodigal says. And how much more do we take until we start letting people know that we'll take no more? And downstairs, Lex, Joe Beth and I just heard. How is he? Guido exclaims as he flings the doors open. Alex responds, just heard. It's 2 a.m. I've been trying to raise you all night on the headset. Why the blazes didn't you respond, Guido? Where have you been? Alex, obviously very frustrated, especially in front of Storm and Bishop of the X-Men, and Val Cooper, their government liaison. Guido responds, I had my headset turned off. Val's like, turned off that unit so we can get in touch with you. Why? And obviously, Joe Beth said, it was at my request. I didn't want any interruptions. Did I, Cupcake? And she kind of, tickles Guido's chin. And Alex and Val kind of give each other a ooh look. Rain, of course, she's not happy. It's been hours since they brought him in. I'm going daft here, Alex. All this, just standing about, and why? Alex calms Rain down. Okay, listen, Rain. I want you to head out to the bandstand in Central Park where the prof was shot. See if you can pick up any clues to Cable's whereabouts. Weedle, go with her. Strong Guy's like, what? Why me? Because I ordered you to, Cupcake. Okay, so as long as there's a reason. Wolfsbane and Strong Guy take off. Thanks for coming with me, Guido. Hey, kid. What are friends for, you know? And then we zoom out to a darkened skyline, and we see a silhouette of the Archangel. What's it all for? For the first time, these things on my back might have done some good. They might have saved the professor, but the gun blew a hole right through them. Beautiful. I was counting on Apocalypse's technology to save a life. Well, I'm not counting on anything besides myself from now on. Myself and the X-Men. First, we nail Cable, and after we do, it's going to be you, Apocalypse. You and me. And nothing will save you when that happens. Nothing. So at the bandstand, our 2 members of X Factor are searching for clues. So there's a lot mingled together, a lot overlaying. I've singled out the Professor scent and Lila's, separated them from the paramedics. What about Cable? Weedle asks Rain. I dunno, Ken. I can't seem to sort him out. Something seems familiar, but with all the spores, And Guido interrupts Rain. Company's coming. Why are we running? Rain replies as they take off. Because I didn't bake a cake, and I'm too embarrassed to show my face. Now come on. And in the iPod carrier, Shatterstar is letting Pharaoh know. Behind me, Pharaoh. I shall go first. Pharaoh's all like, you're giving orders pretty readily, Shatterstar, considering that you didn't even want to go on this little junket. Once Scout 3 makes his intentions clear, I had little choice but to volunteer. Sending teammates into such a hazardous situation, unescorted, would hardly be honorable. Back outside, the carrier. Oh man, it's those X-Force blokes. What a time for them to show up. Alex, come in. This is Guido. Lex, terrific. Listen, you won't believe who just dropped in. And then we cut over to Havok, leader of X-Factor. X-Force, Guido, this is a joke. Oh, brother, I send Rain out to do some dead-end busy work, and she looks into X-Force? Is Cable with them, Guido? Storm interrupts. If he is, then Bishop and I are. You and Bishop stay put, Oral, no matter what. We need people on station here in case there's another attack on Xavier. He'll need protection. Guido, from the bandstands. I haven't spotted Cable. Do we attack if he's there? Under no circumstances do you let yourself be seen. They're dangerous and you're outnumbered. We'll grab a cab over or something. Get it? Got it. We'll stay out of... Ooh. And all of a sudden, Rain yells, Sam! And Guido goes, Alex, changing plans? And there stands Sam Guthrie, a.k.a. Cannonball, with Pharaoh right before him. Pharaoh, let her pass. Somehow I had a feeling if we ran into anyone, it'd be her. And Pharaoh goes, I don't like her smell. And Wolfsbane, Rain, goes, I don't like your face. Now move it, sister. And of course, Rain hops into Sam's arms. Sam, I can't believe it. I thought ya were dead. Well, I was, but I got better, Cannonball replies. And Boom Boom goes, hey, kiddo, the dew looks good on ya. Tabitha, it's like a New Mutants reunion. I hear you don't think about me anymore, Rain hears off from the side. What? Rictor, and ooh, a big old juicy kiss. And all of a sudden, ow, you bit me. Rictor goes, I'm sorry, Rick, I lost my head. You got me too worked up. Boom Boom off to the side. Rain getting worked up. What's next? Mother Teresa working at a strip joint? And Rain finally goes, we're wasting time. I'll try to pick up Cable set so we can get out of here. Only place you're getting kids is up against a ship. Come on, spread 'em. I'm a government rep, and you bozos are wanted big time. Guido states as he points at the assembled mutants. Shatterstar responds, how nice. Mutant as government stooge betraying his own kind? How'd you like to learn the fine art of sword swallowing, Sonny? Guido responds. All of a sudden Rain comes up. Wait, we don't have to argue, Sam. This is an outlaw life of yours. It's not what we dreamed of. In our student days, it's madness. Turn yourselves in. Tell what you know about Cable. And as we close up on Sam's eyes, Cable's one of us, and we watch out for our own, no matter how it looks. But tell me, Rain, what if I said I'd have X-Force surrender? You owe that killer nothing. You'll be well treated, I promise ya. If you agreed to leave X-Factor, and join us instead if we're kicked loose later? I can do that. We've been through this, Wolfsbane responds. Cannonball goes, right. No. Alex. Rictor in the background. What about Alex? She's hung up on him. I hate him already, Rictor says. Rain goes, it's not just that. It's that And Sam sadly goes, you don't trust us, is what it is. And trust has gotta work both ways, Rain. Otherwise, it's nothing. Where you think you're going, Felixia? Away. I'm not picking up Cable's scent. Let's get out of here, Cannonball. If you'd asked us about Cable's scent, we could have told you that. And if you asked us about leaving, we could have answered that too, Guido screams as he grabs Pharaoh's tail. Ow! You have made your last mistake, Pharaoh says in anger. Won't be the first time. Watch it with those claws, Guido says. And all of a sudden, there's Shatterstar. You have far greater cause for concern than Pharaoh's claws, mutant traitor. Arr! Guido says as he is kicked right in the face. Guido! Wolfsbane screams. And Guido sucker punches Shatterstar. Nice slice, kid. Takes a heck of a lot to hurt me. Most things on this planet can't do it. You look a lot less dirty than me, though. As Shatterstar does a backflip, escaping the punch. Looks can be deceiving, although since you look like a fool, you would be an exception. like two dogs, snarling and growling. Get out of my way! Make me! Cannonball yells from the background, Feral, don't hurt her! And all of a sudden, Rain, right into Feral's gut with her claw. Geez, you were worried about Feral hurting Rain? Boom Boom says. And then we pop over to Strong Guy and Shatterstar, still tussling. Oof, you're quick, kid, I'll give you that. And Shatterstar says as he raises his sword into the air, and I regret, Massive One, that I must give you this. And Guido screams and then he checks his chest. And we hear Shatterstar go, My sword! My sword! What happened to? Looking for this, the Quicksilver says. How dare you? Shatterstar says as he confronts Quicksilver. Strong Guy is right. You are quite fast. But let's see how you fare against someone for whom speed is not merely an attribute, but a lifestyle. And back to Feral and Wolfsbane. Have you had enough, or do I... Wolfsbane screams as Feral bites her. Rawr! Just two dogs like they're fighting over a bone. And all of a sudden, off from the side. Holy cow, Rain's gonna kill her. I gotta... Cannonball zooms through and brazoom! A big explosion. What you gotta do is surrender, boy. You're not going to be given a free pass like you were last time. Havok cries. Thanks for rubbing my nose in it, Lorna mumbles to herself. And down below. That's Alex, isn't it, Boomer? Yup, that's Alex, Rictor. Then off to X-Factor's flight ship. Jamie, keep this thing flying steady. From the cockpit. It's not me, Alex. Something's shaking us up. Whoa! Lorna, some magnetic waves for cushioning would do really nicely right about now. As a seismic wave knocks X-Factor's ship about, knocking Havok and Polaris off of the top. Wow, you really showed them, Strong Guy says from right behind Rictor. Yeah, you said, oh no you don't, Rictor realizes who's behind him. Oh yes I do, Guido yells. I'm the wrong one to hit with Vibro, waves Sunny. Leastways if you don't want him right back at you. Oof! Rictor exclaims as the seismic waves knock back at him. And then we go back to Quicksilver and Shatterstar. Howard, you dodge around because you're afraid to face me. Not at all. I dodge around to make you feel as stupid as you look, Quicksilver japes back. I was right. You are without honor, Shatterstar says fiercely. You obnoxious punk. The worst thing you could do is merit my full attention. My entire life consists of finding ways to ease the boredom, which you're presently doing, Quicksilver states. But you're coming dangerously close to crossing the line into the realm of being an annoyance. Meanwhile, in the operating theater. Nurse, swab that area. I'm not getting a good look at... Dear God, the doctor exclaims. What the blazes is that? And, back at the battlefield, Cannonball considers Havok is the most dangerous because he can attack from long distances with devastating force. But he's woozy. Both him and Polaris are. This is my chance to put them down for the... Oh, not as woozy as I thought they were. And Havok goes, hold 'em steady, Lorna. Just need another few seconds to get my head together. Boom Boom, looking on. I got your seconds right here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Nice bailout, Boomer. Thanks. And here comes Multiple Man. Yeah, real nice, Boom Boom. Attacking from behind. Cable taught you some of the best tricks of the trade, huh? And as Boomer spins around, suck a time bomb, you X-Factor little... Oh! Madrox, you... Oh, nuts! And as the time bomb goes off, now we have Multiple Man. That's right, one says. Boom Boom, another. You just made more trouble for yourself. And of course, field leader of X-Force, Cannonball. This whole thing is going straight down the outhaul chute. Gotta wrap it fast as he takes off. Quicksilver, of course, in his surly way. My muscles are starting to ache from moving this slowly. Time to end this. First, I'll give you a richly deserved haircut, then all of a sudden... Quicksilver says. Cannonball, blast you! He was my opponent, Shatterstar screams out. And our wolves of the X-Team are still fighting. Rawr, rawr, ah! Wolfsbane throws Pharaoh over her. Pharaoh, fall back! Cannonball screams. No argument here, Pharaoh replies. And all of a sudden, Cannonball zooms and blasts through all the multiples. Tabitha calls out, smooth move, Sam. You just made 5 more of him. And Cannonball responds, doesn't matter. X-Force, we are leaving. Boom Boom's all, but we can take these guys. No, we can't. We've been lucky so far, but inside of another minute, they're going to clobber us. We're getting while the getting's good. Rictor, okay? You'll live, Shatterstar calls back out. Pharaoh, nothing 40-50 stitches won't take care of. Good, get in the IPOC. We need to move. X-Force's IPOC lifts off. Oh no, you're not just waltzing in here and waltzing back out. Not so long as I'm here to cry. Havok! And Havok unleashes a cosmic burst of energy straight at the IPOC, and it clips an engine, leaving a trailing smoke trail as it goes off into the horizon. Quicksilver's, where is he? Rubbing his head. Alex replies, gone. My plan worked perfectly. With the trail they'll be leaving, they'll lead straight back to their hideout, and with any luck, their murderous leader. Are you okay, sweetheart? Havok says, looking down at Lorna. I'm fine, honey bunch. Why don't you check on Lorna, though? Rain, everything square with you? Beetle sarcastically replies. Wolfsbane replies, I showed that 2-bit copycat what for, didn't I? You sure did, Strong Guy says. Polaris, though, speaking to Alex. Your plan, Alex? Now you're saying you intended to let them go? Havok, kind of a shrug of his shoulder. Well, it was my backup plan, okay? And if on backup plan, it was, Lex. Mind if we come along to back up your backup plan? Me, Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, and Beast. We got a little bit of experience in these kind of scraps, Wolverine says, popping his 3 claws. Outstanding, Logan. You're here to help bring in X-Force? Alex responds off to the side. And the Beast goes, most assuredly, Alex, because your hypothesis would seem to have merit. If we nail X-Force, then we get Cable. And Guido, off behind Alex. Oh, good, including HBO? And maybe the Disney Channel for Rain? Alex, quiet. You're embarrassing me. Wolverine goes, we're heading back to the hospital to see what the status is with Charlie. But the way people were flying in and out of the operation room, it don't look so hot. Havok with a disgruntled face. Terrific. I don't see how things could get worse. Where's Scotty? And Logan goes, you would have to ask that. Elsewhere, 3 of the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse, Caliban, War, and Famine, have Jean and Scott in custody with green helmets over their head, probably to keep their powers in check. They are turning them over to their lord, Apocalypse. Excellent, my horsemen. You have brought Cyclops and Jean Grey to me, acting with your customary diligence and efficiency. You will be rewarded. Leave me now, Apocalypse states. So, Scott and Jean, kidnapped by the servants of Apocalypse, facing the might of Apocalypse, I'm sure you'd like to ask the great Apocalypse many questions. How unfortunate for you that Apocalypse is nowhere remotely in the vicinity. What a sinister turn of events this is, eh? And at the hospital, we have him stabilized and placed into some of the newest stasis equipment available, but it doesn't seem to be retarding the spread of his condition. Frankly, this is out of my league. You people are mutants, and you, Miss Cooper, work with mutants, the doctor states helplessly. If you have a clue, anything approaching a diagnosis, kindly share it with me. And as we go over the faces of Bishop, who is upset, Val Cooper, what is that on his chest? Storm is speechless, and the image-induced, disguised Archangel, I can tell you, it's a technovirus. It transforms living tissue into a mechanical organism. Val, the Archangel, how do we stop it? And Archangel goes, that's the problem, Val. We can't. Let's get him to the mansion. The doctor goes, will that help him? And Archangel goes, In a way, after all, a man should be allowed to die in his own home. And next time, the action moves to Xavier's mansion. Check it out in the next video. Hey, where are you going? I didn't get a chance to thank you for watching. And also, to ask you to do the whole YouTube thing. Like if you want the next part, subscribe so you see the future uploads when posted. And of course, commenting and sharing would be awesome. You can also check out my other socials. Links for the Facebook and Instagram are in the video description. Finally, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. And as always, please, take care, keep safe.